Monday, Tuesday, Gronk Day. Rob Gronkowski joining us on the show pretty much for the full hour, plus comedian and diehard Giants fan who's going to have a lot to say about Daniel Jones and that offensive line and Brian Dable and the surface on the sideline. I can't wait to have him. He is here in studio, one of my favorites. I've worn the waterproof mascara. Just one of the funniest people, that Paul Virzi. So you're telling me I'm gonna have Paul Virzi like in a thing here, and then he'll actually be in studio, and then Rob Gronkowski here. I mean, how did I get so lucky? But also, like, I should have gotten a better night of sleep last night because so much energy on the program today, guys. It is Wednesday. We will have Daniel Jones on the show tomorrow. We're trying to rebook Debo. I think we're trying to get Debo on. Fingers crossed. The control room's saying probably, hopefully we'll have it happen on Friday. You know who's coming on the show on Friday? Matt Forte. One of my favorite players ever. Love him. He's amazing. Him and Debo together would be amazing. So, like, keep the good vibes and energy going, guys. And we appreciate the subscriptions. We appreciate, we just started the YouTube thing, and it's live and available now. We'll have clips up on YouTube after the show, of course, and we'll have it on the Twitter feed. So give us a follow at Up and Adams Show. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this morning. Good morning, Marissa, and the entire Up and Adams family.
Good morning.
I guess your Phillies a good thing?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Sure.
I want to know.
I don't even know what's
Another
going
game
on.
tonight.
We have Joe Posnanski on the show this week, too, to get me set for the MLB playoffs, because I don't even know who's in them. Wednesday morning means it's time for Underreactions. What aren't we talking about? What's not getting enough love? And I want to start in Baltimore. Let's go to Baltimore, because I think we are underreacting to Lamar Jackson and what he's doing so far this season with Todd Monken in this new offense, even though pretty much nothing has gone according to the Ravens' plan. They don't have J.K. Dobbins, who's working out and figuring things out with Aaron Rodgers, which will only make him better when he gets back. They haven't had Odell or Ronnie Stanley. They haven't had them for weeks. They missed center Tyler Linderbaum for 2 games. Mark Andrews missed time. Rashad Bateman is hurt again. It's like the same old violin, right? Thing like, oh, this is what's going to sink the Ravens this year. No. Usually it's disastrous, and this all could be that, but it is not. Yet Lamar, he's keeping this team at 3-1. They haven't hit the iceberg. He's on pace to have a career year as a passer after tearing up the Browns' #1 ranked defense on Sunday. Nobody could get through the Browns. Nobody could do it. So the volume in the passing game hasn't quite exploded the way it was advertised when Monken was hired. And they aren't exactly airing it out. It's kind of what we thought was going to happen. We talked about it a lot here on Up and Adams. But look at the efficiency. It's a chef's kiss, baby. Lamar's completion percentage is 10 points higher than his career average. He's posted his best passer rating since his MVP year in 2019. And though he's been running less, he's being used as more of a goal line weapon this year. Lamar already has 4 rushing touchdowns. His career high in a single season is 7. So he's already, more than halfway there? That's boy math, girl math. I love that math. I love that for him, okay? We talked to Robert Mays about him. He's the Super Bowl pick of our friend Darius Butler, who'll be on the show as well for the rest of the week. So we're seeing another level to Lamar's game this year. The scariest part is that we haven't even seen this offense play close to full strength yet. And while I do think we're going to need to see a healthier version of this team if they're going to contend for an AFC title, which they currently have the 3rd best odds, by the way, over at FanDuel Sportsbook, I'd take a second to appreciate what Lamar's done, guys. 3-1, despite everything they've been dealt with already this year. Are they going to go to the Super Bowl? They might. Okay, because the Vikings are off to a 1-3 start, kind of the opposite of the Ravens. Let's see. There we go. From the Ravens to the Vikings here. I think with Minnesota, we're underreacting to Justin Jefferson. I know you're thinking, no, we're not. He's like the best player in the world, and everybody loves him, and like every kid in the entire world, coast to coast, Midwest, West Coast, whatever. They all have his jersey. He's amazing. He's in all the commercials, whatever. And he is coming off an Offensive Player of the Year winning season, but somehow he's found a way to take his game to an even higher level this year. He's averaging an NFL best 135.8 yards per game. And as mind-blowingly impressive as he's been, it gets even more incredible because you got to put it into the context machine and then spit it out, okay? He had 543 yards this season so far, okay, through 4 weeks. That's the 4th most since at least 1948. That's 3 years post-World War II. What are we talking about? He's He's just 1 yard behind Terry Glenn for third on that list. Okay, and that doesn't mean much to me, but I like the list. I know the context of how many players played. And he's 12 behind Bob Boyd for second. Okay, so we're witnessing history here, people. And in case you're wondering where Calvin Johnson, heard of him, is on that list, Justin's 120 yards ahead of Calvin's record-setting pace from 2012. So let me do the math for you. Let me get out my TI-89 calculator. If you people out there driving to work and like saying hi to Gloria in accounting on your way to your desk in your cubicle. Justin Jefferson needs 198 yards against the Chiefs this weekend to move into the top spot through 5 weeks. What? That's going to be tough, sure. But regardless, for him to be doing that this season after raking in the Offensive Player of the Year with a giant target on his back nonetheless, it's really impressive, and it deserves its own little moment here, okay? So you'd have to think if he keeps that pace up and the Vikings can, I don't know, stop just losing the games and making mistakes and making costly turnovers like that stupid bonehead one Kirk Cousins had last week, it's going to lead to wins, right? It's going to lead to Minnesota sort of correcting this as the season goes on. Finally, and you guys can hit me up with your underreactions at Up and Adam Show. I just need more coffee because I just know what's coming with Gronk. We got Gronk, we got Paul Virzi, we got, this woman's got champagne, we're about to do this thing. Okay, let's see. Rodgers and Dobbins rehab together is awesome. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Saint Aaron of the people, Mr. NFLPA, just helping everybody around the league. Okay, finally, I think we're underreacting. Okay, can we talk about Baker Mayfield for a second and his success so far this season? I love a second story. I love a narrative change. I love a character arc. I like when it works out. It's hard to do, and he's doing it. He's completely reinvented himself in Tampa. The old Baker is, if you give him a really strong run game, he can manage the game and be successful. He's demonstrative. He's planting his flag. He's running amok. He's making the headlines about him. Okay, in terms of the running game has not been there in Tampa, okay? And he has been the driving force. They are sitting there at 3-1, people. At least as far as the offense is concerned, it's Baker. The Bucs are averaging a league worst 2.97 yards per carry. But Baker is living his best life down there, thriving. And it's not hard to do when you have future Hall of Famer Mike Evans and you got Chris Godwin down there, 2 Super Bowl bona fide champions. And they're posting career highs so far in completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio, and passer rate. Who used to be their quarterback? What? His numbers in those categories are better than Tom Brady's were last year in this offense. Brady's last year in this offense. So he has one more win than Tom did at this point last season. So not saying he's better or anything. Calm down, calm down. I'm just stating the facts. These are numbers, and these numbers deserve to be celebrated here on the Up and Adam Show. I love this for Baker. And I also have to shout out a new Bucs offensive coordinator. This guy is developing some reputation now for transforming quarterbacks. Quarterbacks coach in Seattle last season helped Geno Smith along his way to winning comeback player of the year, which nobody saw coming. And that's all you needed, right? That's on your marquee. And now this second act for Baker. And it's not just on the field, too. Baker's got like this up here perfect. Like he's not. When's the last time you heard from Baker? Bueller. Like you don't hear from him. You don't see any salaciousness. Nobody's like, he's not embroiled in any dramas, like none of that. If Baker can keep it up, and this run game, hopefully, I mean, they got to get better, though. They're not going to get anywhere if they can't improve on this. But a great story to see him take over this Bucs team from Tom. Like, imagine that. Like, I give Jordan Love all this love for, like, filling in for Aaron Rodgers, who, like, half that fan base doesn't know what to make of Aaron, like he was there. Tom Brady won you a Super Bowl. And then he left, and you got Baker, who was in a quarterback competition with Kyle Trask, who we love, down there, takes it and is leading the way. And speaking of a guy who knows how to win in Tampa, let's bring in our parlay from last week to celebrate our guy. Can I get that? Oh, we're keeping the mojo going with Sam Laporta, Jordan Love. Thank you, Detroit. Thank you, Jordan Love. Motor City, Dan Campbell, we see you because we won the parlay.
Let's go, Detroit! We love you, Lions! We love you, Dan Campbell!
Woo, 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 woo! We love you, Dan Campbell. That's all we needed. Gronk, we're on fire.
Yes, we are. What is that, 2 in a row, Kay?
I think it's
2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. Goldfarb's telling me 2 out of 3. I gotta tell you, Hamilton sent me a stat. He said, what did he say about this, that we killed it? We've hit 11 of the 12 legs that we've picked so far. 14 of 16 over. I mean, we're We're perfect, baby. We're perfect.
Yes,
I
we're
can't do
near
this.
perfect. That
Near
is perfect.
Okay,
No one's
you
perfect.
have
You
to
can't
do
go. You can't go 100%, but if you go about 95, 96%, that's basically perfect.
Okay, we're gonna keep the mojo going, people. It's tomorrow night. You got a down and out, a winless Chicago Bears team. Like that. Let's not even talk about what happened last week. But they're taking a crack at the impressive young Sam Howell and the Commanders. Let's dive in. We're gonna have a no sweat same game parlay. You're welcome for all those winning bet slips, guys. All right, what do you have as your first leg?
Yes, I'm going with the Commanders to win. The Bears are 0-4. You know, they kind of put it together last week, but the Commanders, they got a good team. They got good coaching, so they're going to win, and we're going to take the money line for the Commanders, baby. Let's go.
I like it. I'm feeling good about it. I'm obsessed with Sam Howell. Met him this offseason. Obsessed. 225-plus passing yards, okay? He's hit that in 2 of his last 3 games, including 290 on the Eagles' defense last week. So the Bears are allowing 272 yards per game through the air. It all makes sense to me. What do you got?
Yes, I got Cole Kmet to have over 25 yards in receiving this game. And he's kind of one of my under-the-radar favorite tight ends. I love the way that he plays. I just wish he could be more involved in the offense for the Bears, but he's going to get over 25 yards this game.
I mean, 25 yards is nothing. We can do that on 1 catch for the tight end. Listen, George Kittle, that one parlay we lost was George. This tight end to tight end vibe needs to change this week, and so I hope it happens tomorrow night between the Commanders and the Bears. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. So we got Kmet, we got Howell, we got the Commanders money line. I'm going to go, this is a little rogue here, a little rogue. I'm going to go Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson, anytime touchdown. Why? Because that's all he's doing. He has 4 touchdowns in 4 games so far this season. He's a big-time red zone threat. You know how it is when you start feeling it in the red zone, you get the rock from the quarterback.
100%. If you're a red zone threat, you're always going to be in the NFL. You know, you got to score touchdowns in order to win games. So that's a great pick, Kay.
Thank you. All right, let's recap for you guys out there. Guys, hop on, ride with us. It's a no-sweat same-game parlay. Let me explain. So it's the Commanders' money line check. Howell, 225-plus passing yards, check. Cole Kmet, 25-plus receiving yards, check. And Brian Robinson, Mr. Touchdown, Mr. Red Zone, anytime touchdown. But it's not just us, Gronk. Right now, all FanDuel customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay for Thursday night action, and you can get bonus bets back. So if this doesn't hit, I'm not going to take anybody's hate online for it, because I'm going to say, you got bonus bets back, baby. You're covered. Or you can build your own parlay, by the way. But either way, don't miss out on your chance on America's #1 sports. But can I get some champs, please? I'm going to need some champs. We're going to be back after this. Is it open? I don't want to open it.
Pop it. Why not?
Oh, God, here we go. Because I'm going to knock out a light, and then I'm going to get sued, and then it's going to be, Kay, come upstairs. Oh, God, why do I get this kind of champagne? Gronk gets freaking Dom Perignon.
I don't even have champagne, Kay.
Is this like a twist off? They didn't send you any? Wow,
No.
thanks, FanDuel.
Champagne.
Some America's #1 sports book. This is not going to go well. This is not going well. We're going to take a break.
I don't know why, Kay. They sent me muscle milk, and I already drank it.
Wow.
Because I had a few of these guns right here. So, you know.
There was no cork. This is a sad story.
That's
FanDuel,
baby.
do better.
Did you just break that? You had one Rob, and you broke it, Kay. Are you kidding me?
We have You Got One Rob coming up on the show. Paul Virzi, the hilarious Paul Virzi. Hey, guess what? I got a surprise for you too, Gronk. Let's see who gets the last laugh. I got one of your former teammates popping up to surprise. Gronk, 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 Gronk. All after this. This looks like it's like a party favor. Like, what is...
That's Andre.
Nobody doesn't want a sugar headache in the morning. Why not? Why not? Why not? All right, let's get to see some of these questions. Yeah. Hi, Paul. Hi. Get over here.
How are you?
Come say hi to the Gronksta. Get over here. Get over here.
How are you?
I'm so good. Come
see
come
you.
around here. How are you?
Good, good.
Good
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you. Good to see you, too.
Going over here. There's Gronk.
Where-
Gronk, Gronk, Gronk.
Hey, guys. Hey,
Wow.
Paul.
Good. YouTube.
What's up, Gronk? What's going on, man?
Paul, I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, good. This is gonna be fun.
Good.
I wish
Yeah.
I had
Is
some
this your
champagne.
He's a Giants.
Is it your
Oh,
first time
you
on
don't
the
want
show?
this kind of champagne. No, you don't want this kind of champagne. Let me tell you, it's not good. All right, we'll get set. We're going to have some fun. Thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you for having me.
I mean, you owe me because you called me from a car last time you were here.
You know what? I made sure I was here on time.
Are you in town? Are you working?
I've been in town for like 10 days. I'm going to San Diego tomorrow.
Okay. Where were you here?
I was just all over doing pods, doing stand-up on the Hollywood Improv and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about it.
Yep.
Daniel Jones told us that doing stand-up comedy is his actual greatest fear.
Yeah, well, something else should be now.
Oh man, I know he's gonna shred our quarterback. Okay, got it. So we're gonna start with J.C. Jackson and Gronk, which is great. Yeah, I do want to say for these breaks, like actually I'll just text it. Never mind.
Randy Gregory got released as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Who are the Phillies playing?
The Marlins. So game 1, we won convincingly. Game 2 tonight.
Okay.
Aaron Nola pitching. Eric is here.
I'm here.
We talked about Randy Gregory when I was in Denver.
Hey man,
When I
you
was a
never
coach.
know. You never know who's blowing you up.
He signed a contract with the Cowboys for a long time, then changed his mind, then went to Broncos.
I know, and then he's got Frank Clark there. So there's a lot going on over there.
What is going on?
I know Christian Gonzalez being out for the season. It's not a good vibe.
What a bummer. He's playing so well.
When do we have Darius on?
On Christian.
No, we're good. We're good. We're ready to go. All right, guys. This morning, you're the perfect person to have on the show to talk to. The Pats reached a deal with the Chargers. They're bringing in J.C. Jackson to New England. We, of course, got the devastating news that this young star, Christian Gonzalez, he's injured. I'm a little surprised by this Gronkster just because, to me, it's like, are the Patriots competing when you make moves like this? Like, it reminds me of Belichick, Logan Mankins kind of deal. It's to get a piece to compete and win a Super Bowl. Like, is that where they are? And, like, what were your thoughts when you saw this go down?
I mean, I thought it was a good trade for New England. I mean, J.C. Jackson, he's been there for quite a few years, and then he went over to San Diego. I mean, not San Diego, the L.A. Chargers. I get them confused once in a while, but he was absolutely stinking with the Chargers. He just wasn't thriving at all. I felt like the system in New England, they put him in the places to thrive out on the field. You know, they put him in schemes to thrive. They put him in schemes to succeed. So he's back with the Patriots. They need him. Christian Gonzalez, I think, is one of the best defensive backs in the NFL. I think it might be one of the best draft picks in Belichick's career, hands down. Christian Gonzalez, a great player. It's just very unfortunate to see him go down. I would say that's the only downfall for Christian, though. He can cover anyone, but he's tiny. So if he starts getting banged up in the run game and tackling guys, that could be, hurtful down the future if these injuries keep happening because he's not that big of a guy. But it's great to see him play. But J.C. Jackson, he fits the mold, and he definitely replaces Christian Gonzalez and helps the defense.
What can you tell me about J.C. Jackson? Because, I mean, last time he was in New England, he was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Like, he was really good. You played with him, of course, and he was hurt last year, but he was a healthy scratch for the past 2 weeks. It doesn't work out with L.A. for whatever reason. We can point to Staley or not. It's kind of crazy because yesterday I was talking about Belichick with Robert Mays of The Athletic. He's a really, really savvy guy, and he was saying on the show, like, one thing about Bill Belichick is, like, some of those draft choices have not panned out, some of that. But I was like, those midseason trades that he does, like, are marquee things. Like, you got the Patrick Chungs, you got the Deion Branches, like, you got the Jamie Collinses back and forth, like, to the Browns, back from the Browns, help me win another Super Bowl. Why do you think this happens in New England more than anyone else, even without Caserio? Like, that Belichick sort of is maybe not the best drafter, but, like, can go fish in the middle of the season?
Yes, he's really good at it, that's for sure. And J.C. Jackson, we got to remember, he was a free agent coming out of college. He was signed as a free agent. He wasn't even drafted. And to see him just succeed in the Patriots defense throughout those, I think it was 4 years that he was there before he went off to the Chargers, was just tremendous. I feel like they understand who J.C. Jackson is. He's a guy that needs to be put in the scheme and be able to succeed and know what to do exactly every single play. And that's what the Patriots know about him. They know know how he reacts to things, and he's just a great fit. He's a great mold for the Patriots defense. They know how to use him the right way.
And I think I was sort of talking myself out of him, making a move like this. Like, are they competing? Are they going for it? Like, why else would you do that? But really with JC, like, you're getting a veteran, right? Bill has to like him because he's going back to get him. But there's also like that element of, or am I overblowing this? Like Bill wanting to bring in somebody because they need a spark. They need something. And can JC be at least somebody in that locker room like like an Edelman, like obviously Devin McCourty's not there, like somebody who can sort of like get a grip of everybody.
Yes, that's a good point. Are they competing? Why did he make this trade? Because they're not just getting J.C. Jackson; they're also getting a huge contract as well. I think he's making what is it, Kay?
I don't know.
About $15 million a year J.C. Jackson's making, and he didn't want to pay him from the beginning, and now he's paying him now because Christian Gonzalez went down. But it's beginning of the season. Yes, they are 1-3, but Coach Belichick will not give up. He's going to make the trades he needs to make right now in order to compete this year. They are competing. Their defense is very solid. I'm sure he's hoping that the offense gets rolling more, and then they'll start winning some games. But he wants to make sure that defense is up to par, and that trade with J.C. Jackson shows that Belichick is not going anywhere this year, and he's going to keep on competing this year until the season is over.
Let's hear Bill talk about, you mentioned the offense, so here's Bill on Mac Jones.
How would you define his decision-making yesterday?
All right. Well, I mean, everything gets highlighted by one or two plays, one way or the other. But like in general, I think he makes pretty good decisions. He sees things well. But obviously, as a team, we can't win turning the ball over 3 times in a game, 2 for touchdowns. So we got to do a better job of that. That's everybody's responsibility. The quarterback's part of it. So is everybody else.
Read between the lines for me there.
Yes, he didn't want to go too hard on Mac Jones, but he wanted to go hard as possible. He wanted to kind of throw him under the bus, but he kind of didn't want to because, it's your player. You don't want to lose confidence in them. But I would say that there was definitely some mistakes that Mac Jones has made that was probably brought up throughout the week on not to make those mistakes. And when you make mistakes that are brought up throughout the week, Coach Belichick gets really frustrated with you. He got benched last year, and Bailey Zappi went in. He just got benched 2 days ago or 3 days ago when they were playing the Cowboys, and that's strike 2. So if he gets benched again and he makes another mistake that they've been going over throughout the week, and then he shows up on Sunday and makes that mistake, he's going to get benched a 3rd time, and that will be strike 3, and he will officially be out as the quarterback of the New England Patriots then.
Are these rules like that Bill abides by? Does he make it known to players, or have you seen that before? Like it's a 3 strikes you're out situation with him? Seriously?
I mean, you can give it lean or take. Sometimes there's players 1 strike you're out. Sometimes there's players there's 5 strikes you're out. I mean, it depends where you're drafted, what you have done for the organization throughout the years, all that good stuff, what kind of person you are as well. It's just all about the feel. But I would say with Mac Jones, he's a great person. I love Mac Jones. I think he's a great quarterback as well. And he's going to give him, a good amount of chances before he truly benches him, as long as Mac Jones is showing week in and week out that he wants to improve. But eventually, he's going to have to bench him if he keeps making the silly mistakes and costing them games. But I think Mac Jones is going to come through. I think he's going to. I think he's probably learned from this game. He's taken a big punishment after last week. So I think he's going to come through, get in that book, and not make those silly mistakes.
How many strikes did you have with Bill?
I got about 10 strikes with Bill, but the thing was with me is that I always showed up on the field that week right after I got one of the strikes. So I learned from my lessons. I learned from my mistakes. I've had many strikes off the field as well, but it didn't matter because I showed up and I was red zone Robbie G. I came to play every single week. And the right when he would get on me, and then I would show up to practice and he'd just turn around and shake his head like he got me once again. The Gronk got me. He's showing up. He's catching touchdowns. He's catching 30-yard bombs down the field. I thought he was going to absolutely suck after the weekend he just had, after I saw it all over the internet. But now let me tell you, he just showed up. I can't say anything. He's back up to the bat.
Who had more strikes than you?
Who got more strikes
than me? Who was allowed more strikes? Like
who was allowed more strikes? Oh, Julian had plenty of strikes as well. He threw Julian out many times, but Julian always fought his way back in because Julian's a fighter, and that's why we love Julian. That's why we want him as a teammate. But I would say Julian got the most, and then there's some guys that got one strike and they were thrown out. Like if you're a rookie free agent already on the bubble and you're messing up in camp on the field and off the field, boom, first strike, you're out.
We love to hear it. So Mac Jones, you got one more strike left, it sounds like. I mean, Rob Gronkowski is one of the best mathematicians the NFL has ever seen. That's true. You're like a savant when it comes to numbers. So I'm taking, and you're great at parlays. So I'm just riding the Gronk wave. One more benching, one more Zappy appearance, and you're out of here, even though we do love you, Mac Jones, and wishing you all the best. Now, you thought that the Cowboys would win the Super Bowl. I don't know what to make of them. And we have the Super Bowl of the regular season potentially this week. We got the Cowboys. They're going to the Bay Area, taking on the Niners. A lot of playoff drama between the two. San Francisco always comes up on top, and FanDuel currently has these Niners favored by 3.5. This Niners team right now looks better than they did any time last year. What is the recipe for your Super Bowl winner to give San Francisco their first blemish of the year?
I really don't think there is a recipe right now. San Francisco is way too hot. They got such a solid defense. They're playing on full cylinders right now. Everything is clicking. Their offense, I mean, with Christian McCaffrey as the running back / wide receiver he can do it all out on the field. He can even pass. He can even block in the pass protection if he needs to. But they got tight ends with George Kittle. They got wide receivers. I mean, they're not going anywhere. Dallas is not winning this game. Yes, I got Dallas going to the Super Bowl, but San Fran is just clicking on all cylinders right now, and San Fran's going to win this game.
The Niners, I'm looking right now, they haven't lost a regular season game since October 23rd of last year. They are that's almost a full calendar year of them winning in the regular season, and they do look better. But I will say the Cowboys without Trayvon Diggs are still somehow forcing turnovers and making it happen. But if it comes between the two, and it's, of course, home field advantage, I got to give it to San Francisco, too. Speaking of predictions you made on this very show, not under the influence of champagne, your Steelers to take the AFC North take. It's early. We want to give you the opportunity to sort of talk to them, talk to yourself. Do you want a mulligan on that? You don't? I mean, they're not looking too hot at the moment. All right.
I don't take mulligans.
What do you think?
Jump in when I hit the golf ball in the water. I don't care how many alligators I got. I'm like Chubbs. I'm like Happy Gilmore. I'll go swim in that pond and go get my ball. I don't take mulligans. But I'm going to stick with the Steelers. It's still early in the season. Last year, they finished year 7-2, and they absolutely started awful last season as well. They got Coach Mike Tomlin. He's a winner. Never had a losing season ever in the history that he's been the coach for the Steelers. So I'm still going to stick with my guns and go with the Steelers. I think they're going to pull it off this week and then start striving from there and just keep building blocks and getting better every single week. But if they don't pull it off this week, then I might have to change my answer, but
if they lose to the Ravens,
I'm not going that way, Kay. They're going to pull it off.
You're picking the Steelers in this game. Kenny Pickett's banged up. Their offense is a mess. Matt Canada, people are calling for him to get fired. This is the hill you're going to die on if the Steelers don't beat the Ravens this week.
You want to know why? Mitch Trubisky, baby.
That's fair.
He went to the Buffalo Bills and learned under my favorite coach, Coach Dable, when he was with the Bills. To that. And now he's going to come back to the Steelers and use what he was taught and beat the Ravens,
All right,
baby.
We'll see. Let's stay in the AFC North. It's unfortunate. I know that you love Joe Burrow. I love hearing you talk about Joe Burrow. And it has been really horrendous out there. And your Pats had an 11-5 season without Mr. Tom Brady, and we had Matt Castle do his thing out there. Joe Burrow, he's really good. They should probably bench him. I think they're 1-3. They have the bye week in 2 weeks. They can beat Arizona without Joe Burrow, but it sounds like they want to start him. Do you think that is a mistake to start Joe Burrow as unhealthy as he looks out there and as poorly as they're running the ball? I wouldn't say committing to the run.
Yes, I wouldn't say it's a mistake if he started, but I think the smart thing would be is to bench him. And I wouldn't say it's really benching him. That's kind of not the definition to go with. I would just say sit him for the next 2 weeks because then they have the bye week 7. Yes, rest him. His calf has been hampering him. You could tell out on the field that he's not 100%. Why risk it? He's the highest paid player in the league. He's your franchise quarterback. He just signed a new deal this year, $55 million. You want to protect that guy. Yes, take 2 games off. He's got a little calf injury. He's hampered. You don't want that lingering throughout the whole season. And let me tell you, when you take those weeks off and you rest and you come back 1,000% in week 8 then because they have the bye week 7, everyone's going to forget that you didn't even play in those games, week 5 and week 6. And plus, like you said, they're facing the Cardinals. They can beat them without him. And if they can't beat them without him, well, then their playoff hopes shouldn't even be there.
That's what I said yesterday. I talked to Ted Karras. We pre-recorded an interview with him. We'll show you what him and the offensive line say they need to do. But, like, commit to the run, adjust your play calling if he's going to be in there. But, gosh, I really wish they had a better backup situation than Browning to go into this thing, knowing that, you know, you're a big quarterback and how important the backup position even is. He's averaging a career low 4.8 yards per pass attempt. That's almost half of what he put up back in 2021. We got to get on a right path with him and hopefully figure it out. Okay, Gronk, there's a couple more games I want to hit with you here as you preview week 5. We're going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to tell you the matchup, and you tell me, you're going to complete the sentence. The upset happens if. So how can the underdogs get it done? Got it?
All right.
All right, we're going to start with your boy Dable, just flinging surfaces out there left and right. He goes to Miami to take on this Dolphins team, coming off a bad loss to your Bills, too. Miami's going to be angry, right? They're going to be revved up for this game. So Daniel Jones, 11 sacks in, him and Dable can pull off the massive upset if...
The only way they pull up the massive upset is if the running backs and the other wide receivers join up with Tyreek Hill and retire early, like he said last week, and join the film industry and become actors like Tyreek Hill wants to be. That's the only way, and they start that tomorrow, and they retire this week. Yes, that's the only way that the Giants beat the Dolphins. The only way.
I just don't even know. So you're saying there's a chance? Dumb and dumb. I mean, Tyreek sounded pretty...
It's not for Tyreek Hill. I feel like, you know, he has a lot of passion with what he wants to do after football, and I feel like he can
more power to him.
His fellow teammates. Yeah.
We'll
see what happens.
Yeah. Who was on the...
He wants to be an actor.
Who was on that podcast with him? Was it Mike Evans? Your boys with Mike Evans. Like, Mike Evans was like, yeah, man, more power. What would you, like, did you hear that?
I mean, the actors, they just, the strike's over, right? The writing strike is over.
God, I don't know if that's quite...
retires.
You're right. And I'm glad those writers get back in that room because some of those storylines, they're deep. They have a lot of depth to them. There's a lot of ins and outs. The guy fixes the cable. It's a whole the Big Lebowski line. Okay, Matthew Stafford's Rams are at home taking on the Eagles, but they find themselves at a 4.5-point underdog situation against the undefeated Birds. So the Rams keep the fun going. The Rams pull off the Puka Stafford upset as if
they win the turnover battle. You know, LA, they can't have any turnovers. They cannot afford that versus, you know, the Eagles. They're too good of a team. And the Eagles sometimes turn the ball over. If they just win the turnover battle by 2, I would say that the Rams can pull it off.
The Rams traded away Jalen Ramsey. They lost Bobby Wagner, and they still somehow have a top 10 defense in the NFL this year. It's really, really impressive. Okay, last one here, Gronk. The Vikings. I don't know what to make of them either. They're home underdogs. That sucks. That just sucks. Have you ever been a home underdog? No. Have you ever played on a bad team? I was thinking about that in my Bears because they're playing Thursday night. Gronk, you've never played on a bad team.
I never played on like a really bad team before. No, I played on like a losing team where, you know, you don't go to the playoffs, you win just a couple games, but I never really played on a bad team.
Must be nice.
But I don't think Minnesota's a bad team, and I'm not going with Minnesota as being the underdogs. I think Minnesota will win this game. They have enough star power to pull it off, and they play to their competition. That's what the Minnesota Vikings do. They got Justin Jefferson. He might beat the record for most yards this year. They got Kirk Cousins, a very solid veteran quarterback, and they got a decent defense, so they can pull it off. I think they will. They're going to win this game. They need it bad.
I mean, you talked a lot about Kirk Cousins. We'll see if it happens. They lead the league with 11 turnovers so far this season, so they got to hang on to the ball and hopefully get it done. But that's amazing. You're going to hang tight just a little bit. I know you don't have champagne. Somebody told me that you've had the champagne from last week still.
I still do have it. Yes. I do.
All right, well, we have Paul Virzi.
I just love celebrating.
We have Paul Virzi in studio, so get ready to laugh. Get ready to, you don't need any bubbly for this because Mr. Paul Virzi, Giants fan, and probably have some hot, scathing takes about, don't throw like a Microsoft Surface at me, okay, over here. How are you? Paul Virzi in the building.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. Yeah. Amazing. All right, come, I think we're going to bring a chair for you. Okay, well, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, what do you want to talk about, my friend?
Whatever. It's whatever you want.
Gronk is
I'm just
funny.
glad I wasn't
Do you hear
late
that
for
Gronk porn star stuff right now?
you. Yeah.
I don't know what to say when he does that.
I know.
I'm like, what do I even say to that?
So you just put your hands over your face.
I know. Okay, so tell me all of the things. What are you doing? Thank you.
Netflix special still streaming.
Yes.
I have show. When is this live now?
We're on YouTube.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes, it's live right now.
So I have shows
Ish.
coming up in San Diego this
Okay.
weekend. I'm performing at the Gramercy Theater New Year's Eve in New York
You
City.
are?
Yep.
That's fun.
Yep. And yeah, just
Family's good?
yeah, everyone's good. Everyone's good. Thanks.
You're like, I love when you source them for bits.
Yeah.
I love when you work your family in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going to talk a little Daniel Jones, it looks like.
Yes.
And then we're going to bring in Gronk.
Okay, cool.
What do you want to say? What do you have anything for Gronk?
What were we gonna do with that? We're gonna do the bone to pick thing?
Eric, what do we got for Gronk?
Yeah.
Bone to pick. Yes. You and Bobby Kelly.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, water would be great, probably.
Sure. Yeah. Don't worry.
Thanks. Okay, bone to pick. We'll start with you, Mark Davis. Okay, I'm excited about that. How's Bill Burr?
Thanks. Good. It's good. He's doing good. He's touring.
He's touring.
Yeah, he's touring.
Who isn't touring? Everyone's touring.
Everyone's
now, I feel
touring
like,
now.
right? Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like doing stand up in LA? Good town?
It's better than New York. Really? Yeah, New York has gone so
Why?
woke,
Oh.
like
okay.
wild. Like yeah, it's still great, but like out here, I feel like it's actually a little better, which is sad to say.
What are the places here that are big? The store?
The store,
Factory.
the Laugh Factory, and the Improv. But this,
Never been to the Improv.
yeah, the Hollywood Improv on Melrose is great.
Really? Is that your favorite one?
That's great.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I've got like champagne, water, coffee, all of the things necessary for hydration. All of them. All right. Do you have Virzi? Are you in Virzi's ear too? Oh wow. You have an IFB? You're so fancy. Okay. No problem. So we're gonna go hop back on TV now.
Okay.
You know Daniel Jones comes on our show every week.
I know. It's killing me, man.
It's a tough world. It's a tough world.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking to him tomorrow, and I don't even know.
I love what Daniel Jones is doing. Daniel Jones has become the guy. Everybody wrote him off, Kay. Everybody said he was not the guy. He seems to be the guy. So, yeah, I like the Giants to win that game.
Interesting. That was supposed to be Paul Virzi in studio. Instead, you have your seat. I love that you had your seatbelt on in that Paul Virzi.
I pulled right over. I felt so bad, but I had to make it happen.
What happened? You were in traffic?
It was just, there was a big accident. I knew I couldn't get here. So I just called my publicist. I was like, dude, I got to pull over and just get it on. And I felt so bad.
Let me do an official intro here.
Yes.
Comedian, Giants fan extraordinaire, podcaster. He hosts The Virzi Effect, Anything Better with Bill Burr, and the Bone to Pick podcast. How do you have time? You're also a dad. You're like a world traveler. What's going on?
I know.
How do you have time?
I've been out here for 12 days. I got to get out of here. I'm done.
Tell me about the Netflix special is still streaming.
Yeah, Nocturnal Admissions, still streaming, doing great. Thank God. Check it out. Yeah, I'm excited about it, too.
Maybe you should go to the Giants locker room to make them laugh because nobody's laughing.
Oh, my God. I mean, I'm sick.
Okay.
I'm sick. But can people...
You're not like a, oh, I love the Giants. You're a diehard. Like, you're glued to that TV. You got takes. Let me have it. 11 sacks, Dable, the surface throwing, all of it. What do you got?
If I hear another person say that it's Daniel Jones, it's not Daniel Jones. It's not Daniel. I've seen enough.
Talk to that camera.
It's not Daniel Jones. I've seen enough. And I love how they're going like, he looks like he's seeing ghosts. He is seeing ghosts. He got sacked 11 times.
Wait, that's Sam. First of all, that's Sam Darnold's story. Like, we're not going to, but
Yeah.
the seeing ghost thing is the Jets quarterback. Let's leave that with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, put Fat Dable behind center for 2 snaps and see what happens, how he's running for his life. You know, guy's sweating in the first quarter. I knew the game was over. When Dable's head was sweating and he looked up in the first quarter, the first 6, I'm going, it's over. It's over. Because he knows we can't block for the kid. The kid's running for his life. Of course he's seeing ghosts. I don't think it's Daniel Jones. I think his offensive line is one of the worst things I've ever seen since I've been watching football.
Yeah, it's not good. And this is all happening on prime time. Like, did you turn it off? Did you watch the whole thing?
I have to admit, 3 minutes left in the game, I threw the remote in my hotel room.
Did you really?
Yeah, I threw the remote in my hotel
I
room.
won't even touch the remote in a hotel room, so you're braver than I am. Okay, so they're 1-3. They
Yeah.
got, I mean, I'm trying to think, who do they have this week? I'm trying to think. I can't think.
So they have the
Dolphins. Oh,
Dolphins.
God, Dolphins and then the Bills.
Yeah.
That'll be tough. So how are you feeling like?
No.
You don't want to give him a little pump-up speech? Listen, we have Daniel Jones on the show this week. Why
Can
don't
you guys give him
say-
a week off?
Why don't you?
Give the guy a week off.
I gave him Tuesday off. I gave him Tuesday off.
The fact that you guys want to talk to him after that week, you should give him till November 15th after that performance.
Paul, ask Daniel Jones a question into that camera, and we will play it for him and ask him. What would you like to? If you could ask Daniel Jones anything, what would you ask him?
Daniel, how mad are you? How mad are you at what they put around you during the game? What's going through your head? Are you sick? Are you sick? Do you want to take the tablet and throw it at Dable's head like he did on the floor? Is that what you want to do, Daniel? I know. It's not you, kid. It's not you. You're the best. Keep it up.
I love that you're saying that and you're so protective of him. They got to get the offensive line figured out. Okay, so what are we showing? We're showing this play. Okay, things. Yeah, well, I think we've killed the tablet. Do you have any thoughts on the tablet? You want to get out there?
It was just so stupid for a coach to do that.
What do you mean Belichick does it? He's like the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, well, you know what? You could
Tom does it. Aaron does it.
Well, you could throw a tablet when you got, 7 rings, 6 rings. You could do it. You can't do it when you won one playoff game in Minnesota last year.
Have you ever had like that kind of a situation at a comedy club that like things get escalated or out of hand? What's like the biggest?
Yeah. I had somebody threw a Miller Lite bottle at me from the front row once.
Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And then what did you do?
I ducked. I matrixed it. It smacked against the wall.
Was it a joke you can tell on TV? What was it?
And then I did an hour and 4 minutes in front of the rest of the crowd, and I killed.
Seriously?
Yeah, the guy almost got arrested.
Did you say a joke that was?
No. He was just he was drunk and disruptive through the whole show, and he was talking through everybody. And I finally got up there, and I just had it because he just kept going.
Daniel Jones, at least that didn't happen to you. Nobody threw a Miller Lite bottle at your head, so things could always be worse. And things may have been at their worst when the Giants attempted the Eagles' tush push. Okay.
Oh my
That's what they're called. Don't put the camera on me. Keep the camera on Virzi. His facial expressions are money. Listen, not only did they not convert, 2 of their players got injured on the play. How hard is this for you to watch, my friend?
It was one of the hardest games I've ever watched as a Giants fan. I was sick to my stomach. I like to talk to my son when I'm on the road because he's a big Giant, and he was just like, Dad, I'm going to bed. Like and I had them so far this year. I thought that this was the year. Waller comes in, all of this now. But you know what? Thomas needs to come back too for the line. Andrew Thomas.
Andrew Thomas. Yeah.
I mean, because I've never. But I mean,
I'm sorry. Is Andrew Thomas like Trent Williams reincarnated? Like, what is it? What kind of an offensive? I mean, is it Joe Thomas? Like, what? How good is he? Like, what is he gonna?
It's got to be better than this.
What's better than this? 9 sacks? Like, I don't know. It's a tough situation. I'll ask Daniel Jones. I'm clearly not showing him that question. You record it. If you had an earnest question, I'd ask. Eric, who produced this segment, he said, "Is this the possible moment that could break the curse of the infamous OBJ photo?" And what he means by that is the Giants' record has 33-71 since this photo. So maybe like this moment, the tush push, all of it, like maybe it changes the luck of the team going forward. This could change things. Let's be positive.
Look at that. I mean, look at that. I think.
Don't you miss that? I miss that.
Oh my God! It's just everything has been bad lately, except last year. So how does it go back? You know what I mean? How does it go back to this? How are we as Giants fans happy and excited? And we overachieved last year, and then we go into Minnesota. Everybody had us. Well, actually, we lost the game 2 weeks prior. Then we go in, we win the game. Daniel, hey, how about that game? Daniel was immaculate. Look what he does when he's protected.
We got a lot of season left, kid.
No, we don't.
We don't? Are you wrapping them?
Listen, I was at the game Sunday night against the Dolphins. I was at that game. 40-0. Do you know that I've never been to something that was over that quickly? It was done. I don't even smoke weed, and I just started hitting a weed pen. Can I say that?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even smoke weed, and I was just like, give me a pen.
So you just took a random pen out of the crowd?
My buddy had one, and I go, dude, I don't smoke. What's this gonna do? And I was like, it'll be better than this.
And was it better than that?
Yeah. It was a lot better.
We love hearing. So you've been going to games. I love that. I don't know how you have the time because you were at that Dolphins game, but you were at the Chargers game.
I was at the Chargers game. Yeah, I'm just trying to make the best of my time on stage, doing pods, doing shows like this, and watching my Giants absolutely crush my heart.
Okay, so the Raiders fans, because this was SoFi, right? Chargers, Raiders, big divisional game. I saw lots of fights in that crowd.
Yeah,
a lot going on, and you had something going on with. Obviously everybody was getting after Mark Davis. In all of this. So take a look at this, guys. Mark Davis is yelling at them, smarten up, smart. What do you make of that? And you've performed in front of some feisty, talkative Miller Lite bottle throwing fans before. What do you think?
I don't think the owner should be doing that. Plus, like, Mark Davis shouldn't be acting like a tough guy with that haircut. It looks like his hair, it looks like they put a bowl. It's really the worst thing I've ever seen. Mark Davis's haircut is so bad, he's a guy I'd want to fight, because I know that if you have that, it looks like an oversized yarmulke that just is like, it's so bad. So it's like, and he's pointing at it, it's like ridiculous.
You'd fight him.
I would just be like, look at your hair, Mark. Nothing's happening here. Look at your head.
Look at your head. Okay, I love that. It's a good take by him. I mean, everyone's yelling to fire Josh McDaniels. I hate the visor. I think Josh McDaniels' visor is worse than Mark Davis's hair.
Is that? It's really bad.
I don't like
right?
a visor situation.
You don't like
at all.
yeah.
I think it's why Sean Payton's struggling this year. He just needs to not wear the visor. That's what I'm.
That's
Listen,
what it is.
There's a lot of talk about these coaches. Like there's like a ton of coach firings happening, or like in the fans' minds.
Yeah.
It's Dable, of course, not one of them, not your team, but like
Yeah.
from Staley to people are criticizing Belichick to whatever. Like I think there is some like hope for the Giants. At least you do have a good coach. You know that. It's not working right now, but like there's more teams than not that have sort of iffy coaches right now. That's my take.
The thing about Dable is I don't think you can say what he's saying in press conferences. That's what's scaring me. I think a press conference after a game says something, and Dable's just kind of tilting his head like with no answers. And he's not like, remember when that would happen with Parcells?
Yeah.
Like everybody felt it.
Well, I would hate to be asking Parcells questions. He's terrifying.
Yeah, like Dable's like, I still believe in the guys in here, and it's like, I understand you have to say that, but you gotta like at least put your O-line under the gun. I mean, you can't give your quarterback that money and have him running for his life like that, and probably could get hurt. 11 sacks. What did he have? How many sacks was he
11.
against the Cowboys?
8, 9.
Yeah,
8, 9.
yeah. So there you go. Yeah, so the
crazy.
kids got sacked, 21 times.
Yeah.
And Dable's going, I still believe in these guys. Do you?
What, you want him to say he doesn't?
I want him to say, like, we got to, get somebody else in here. We got to do something on offensive line. The offensive line is atrocious. Or make those guys feel bad about their job. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I think he made Daniel Jones feel bad by leaving him in to get those licks of 11 sacks, which was tough. Oh my God, you're getting so mad.
No, and it seemed like
you're like
and it seemed like he was blaming Daniel for all of it. It seemed like he's yelling at Daniel. I didn't see Dabo and Evan Neal's face going, what are you, nuts?
Yeah.
What are you, nuts? This kid's going to get killed? Are you out of your mind?
You're so hilarious.
You know what I mean? Like
I know you're being serious and earnest, but I just think you're very funny. We have to get to something.
Okay.
We're done with the Giants.
Okay.
You host the amazing Bone to Pick podcast with Bobby Kelly. We discuss topics that you have a bone to pick with, right?
Yes.
So we thought we'd have some fun, and we'd have a new NFL version of this with a very special guest, Rob Gronkowski. Have you heard of him? Hello. Say hi to each other.
Hey.
Paul, what's up, brother?
What's up, dude? Big fan. Love you, dude.
Wow, as a Giants fan.
Oh, dude, man, Do you know how many times we talked about if Gronk was a Giant, what we would do? Dude, I mean, I know that's not but dude, everybody knows how you balled out, man.
Shouldn't you have a Gronk and Darren Waller?
Yes.
Sorry.
How many times has Waller been targeted, by the way? I mean, Kay, why did you have me on here today?
I love you. Okay.
Darren Waller's a baller.
He is a baller. Okay, Paul, your best bud is Patriots fan Bill Burr, who I wonder if Rob knows. The Pats haven't had a great season so far. As we know, Belichick apparently broke up with his longtime girlfriend before the season started. We love Linda. We're sending her love. Do you think it's having any effect on this, Paul?
Listen, it's a tale as old as time. Nothing takes down an empire like a woman. So I'm just kidding. Me and my wife are fighting. No, I listen. I'm sure it lingers. She's probably in his ear, calling him, still yelling at him. She might want the dog. She might want a piece of furniture. And now this guy's got to deal with Mac Jones. Who knows?
Gronk's gonna hate to have to answer this question. Gronk's got no reaction. I was gonna say, okay, let's do a speed. We're gonna do a very quick speed version of this. Let's get into it. Paul, what NFL bone do you have to pick? Like 2 sentences. Go.
I don't like that they kick off in the end zone and always end up starting at the 25 anyway. I think back up and make the guy return it or just start at the 25. I don't know why they keep doing it. That bugs me every time I watch a game.
Gronk, do you have a bone to pick?
Yes, random people touching me in public. Oh, it drives me crazy. They just come up to me, start patting me, start groping me. Oh, I don't know you. Back off. Give me my personal space.
Does it happen all the time?
It happens all the time. All the time.
You too, I'm sure.
Well, he comes across as such a nice dude, too. That
Everyone
people
just thinks they're the best friends with him.
I love how it was an NFL bone, and he's like, nah, don't touch me.
Oh, I have here, Gronk says when refs miss holding calls. Like, where did this come from? What happened?
Yes, when refs miss all the holding calls. When I get held the whole entire game and then I push off on someone a little bit and then they call a flag on me. It was happening like my 2017 season about every single week. And eventually I get frustrated and I start dropping elbows out on the field.
Hey,
and that's
jerks.
what happens.
Stop touching Gronk. Hands off the Gronkster. All right, we appreciate you, Gronk. We appreciate you, Paul Virzi. You'll be performing all weekend long, October 6th and 7th at the American Comedy Company down in San Diego. Nice drive from LA if you didn't get to catch him here. Yep. You can get tickets at AmericanComedyCo.com. We'll, of course, put that all over our social. Love you. Good luck to your Giants, kid.
At
least you're having success.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. It's great to be here with you.
Good. You got champagne. We got. Okay, we're gonna be back. We have a special guest for Gronk. It rhymes with shrinko. Well, all right. Easiest. As far like you get it.
Good. All right.
No, never. You're the best.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll get all that stuff out on socials.
Okay.
It'll be great.
Great to see you.
Thank you, you too.
Yes.
We'll talk soon.
Yep.
What did you say? Yeah, we can do that. Well, I have to. Don't just run it without telling me, though. Hold on. Let me get to where I need to get. What up, YouTubers? I have to pee because I had champagne and coffee. Okay, let's do. You had one, Rob. Hold on, hold on 1 second. I said don't go until I'm ready because I'm not ready to go. Give me 1 second. So we're gonna come in not with an in bump, right? Right, but you're gonna do an in bump music shot or no? Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Show. That's why I took them and threw them out of the club.
Holy crap.
Gronk, what time is it?
You have one Rob time, baby. Let's go.
All right, let's do it that time of the week. Let's see. I'm told you'd like to start this week's You Had One Rob with DJ Reed of the Jets. What did he do?
Yes, let's roll the tape.
Woo!
DJ Reed. Okay, this guy Reed has a Madden speed of 99, but his accuracy and efficiency is a 10. He seems like a track star, if you ask me.
He said he made a business decision. We love to see it. All right, good start here. Let's see if we can top that. What did Elijah Moore of the Browns have going on?
Let's check it out. Elijah Moore, more like Elijah Less.
Oh,
Okay, have you ever seen a player lose 20 yards on a rushing play?
Not you, Rob. Not you.
And it's the longest negative rushing play in the history of the NFL. Elijah Less for you.
I love it. I'm digging the Harlem Globetrottery music in the background. Okay, lastly, everyone had eyes on one of the best individual rivalries that was renewed and born again last week, Lattimore. What do we got? We got Mike Evans and Lattimore.
Yes, you know, okay. You know how the saying goes, if you can't beat them, you triple.
Not bad, always must-see TV. There we have it, guys. If you're watching, you see a play, you got something roasted.
Actually, you didn't even triple. You tackled him.
I'm still not over you bringing up the porn industry on the television program. We'll be back on TV.
I didn't bring that up.
No, not sorry, acting. We'll be back. SAG-AFTRA, we're with you. All right, we're back on Up and Adams. The fun and the surprises don't end here. We had awesome Paul Virzi on the show. We love it. And is there do I hear something? Oh, we must have a guest. Listen, Gronk, last week we surprised you with one Chris Hogan Super Bowl champ. Here we go.
Oh, it's Ninko Stinko.
Oh, God.
Now you have two Robs. Rob and Rob. Two Robs make a right.
Oh, God.
Right.
And it feels right. You guys just did a podcast together not long ago. I'll just let you two catch up. Like, Nink, thanks for stopping by to surprise old Gronkster.
Oh, thank you so much, Rob. Happy to see you. Dan and Ninko, the Dan and Ninko show we're doing right now.
Awesome.
We have Milan Lucic, the legendary Boston Bruin, who is back to play for the Bruins this season, which everyone's excited. So we are doing that right now. But I'm happy to join UK, and I'm happy to be here with Rob, the best tight end in the history of the NFL, Gronkowski. That's his new name.
Yes, and Rob Ninkovich is the most underrated DN or outside linebacker in Patriot history. Let me tell you, I was actually working out with Frank Gore about a month ago. I worked out with him 2 days in a row. He looked at me, he goes, who was that white boy, number 50, that played for you guys on the defensive side? I was like, Ninkovich. He goes, that dude's an underrated dog. He goes, that dude can play. And I go, I agree with you 100%. He may not have gotten the credit that he deserved the whole time he was in New England, but let me tell you, Ninkovich, I had to block you my whole career, basically. And let me tell you, you are a dog. You are underrated. You never got the credit you deserve, but I'm giving you the credit now. How many sacks did you have as a Patriot? No one even talks about that, like 55, right?
No, I would have had 51, but we had a couple holding calls, so I think I'm around 48, which that's a pretty solid number. But Rob, I appreciate the compliment. One time, Rob actually looked at me and he said, "You know what? For what you look like, you're a freak." And I was like, I wonder, that's like a double-sided compliment? Like on one side, yeah, you kind of look like an electrician or a plumber, but you're like a freak athlete. So I took it as a compliment. But Rob, I really appreciate you uplifting me. And I had a great career. Me and you did bash heads for many, many years. And I'm happy that I made you what you are. And that's a Hall of Fame tight end. So I'll take the praise.
I agree 100%. Rob Ninkovich made me who I am. It wasn't the coaches. It wasn't Tom Brady. It was Rob Ninkovich. Without him, he came after me every single day in practice, especially throughout training camp, my second year in the league. And then I had 18 touchdowns that year. Every day we'd be smacking heads together, which is why we sometimes say we should have never done that, because sometimes our head hurts. Still to this day when we look at each other, and sometimes we can't really put sentences together because of how many times we smash our head.
I'm really good at mathematics, and I can, I'm great at English. I love history. So I'm still good in that aspect of life. But the one thing that I would say that we also did was we were very conservative when it came to water. And if there was a hot tub, maybe I made a hot tub and it was there by myself, and I had to make sure that we weren't wasting water. Rob would jump in too, and we would just make sure that we were ready to go for practice. And, it's fine because as teammates, you are number one, trying to build that camaraderie and get ready to go out there and have a great practice, which me and Rob all the time, great practices, even though we were brother-in-law sometimes, but that's fine. You could do it. Bill would always make fun. Bill would actually look at us and say, what is this, a pillow fight? Me and Rob would give each other a wink, I mean, Rob Gronkowski, come on.
Nink, I saw, so everyone check out, we got to wrap the show here, but Dan and Ninko, we appreciate you stopping by. Check it out. I saw a clip of it, and you guys were talking about like body hair and showers. It's it's a must listen. So if you want to learn about body hair, the NFL Cars in Life, check out Rob Ninkovich's podcast. You're a legend. Bye, guys.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Nink.
Oh, thanks, Kay.
You're awesome.